All right, guys, your morning cup of Joe with Sergeant Q. I know it's not my regular coffee cup. I left that one at the job site, so I have to go pick that up today. But last week I talked to you guys about about Brian and about my first mission trip to Mexico and how that transpired and why we're going back. And I just wanted to elaborate a little bit about how I was struggling with my Christian faith, through that whole process. Give you guys some background on where I came from. I wasn't born a Christian. I didn't grow up in the church or anything like that. I really found God late in life, and so I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about that. I was struggling with PTSD and being back here in the States, and it was a real struggle for me. I got invited to church, and I was going to New Life Church in Renton, but still wasn't quite sure who God was, and wasn't sure, what to make of the whole thing. So I'd been going there for about 7 months, and it was close to Easter in 2009, and I got a call from my dad's hospice nurse saying that he only had a few days to live. If I wanted to come see him, I needed to do it now. So a little bit of background on that. I hadn't seen my dad in quite a few years. When I was a kid growing up, he was a alcoholic and a drug addict, and used to beat the crap out of me. So I didn't really care much to go see him. I remember hanging up the phone thinking I'm not going to go see that guy. But I laid there, on my bed, and I know now it was God convicting my heart. He was telling me, in the military, it's not that you're afraid to die on the battlefield. It's you're afraid to die alone, out there. That's why, 10 guys are going to run headlong into gunfire to pull one guy out, because we value that guy's life over our own, and nobody wants to die alone. So it was God convicting my heart and showing me that no matter what kind of a person you were, nobody deserves to die all alone. So begrudgingly, I bought a plane ticket, and he lives in Mad River, California, or he did. He lived in Mad River, California. So I had to fly to San Francisco, and then I had to get a connector to Redding, California, rent a car, and drive 2.5 hours up into the mountains to go see him. And I remember I got there. It was Easter Sunday, and I went to go see him, and he was, pretty doped up on morphine. And I talked to the hospice nurse, and she said she wouldn't give him his next dosage, so if I want to come back in a few hours, I'd be able to talk to him. Well, Mad River, California is a tiny little town. There's nothing going on there. There's literally nothing. I mean, Google it, man. I mean, there is nothing there. There's a post office and a burger bar, which is just a trailer that sells burgers, man. There's nothing there. So I remember there was a little church there called Lamb Creek Church, and so I figured it's Easter Sunday. I'm gonna go to a church service. So I drive over to Lamb Creek Church, and of course there's nobody there. It's way early in the morning, so I just sit there in the parking lot and wait. And I think it's around 11 or something like that. Some folks start showing up, 3 or 4 people, and that was the whole congregation, man. I think there's less than 6 people in there. The whole congregation. So I walk in, and